Alright, shalom, shalom, peace and blessings to you. Anthothiyah here. Um, King and Priest, Lionite Temple, lionitetrust.com. I hope everybody's being safe and taking the time to get closer with the Most High, to pray, and to be girded up at this time. I just want you to know that you are in my prayers, you are in our prayers, but more importantly, you should be in prayer and in communication to the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, Yeshua HaMashiach, and the Most High Yah. Okay? Now, I want to put my plug in. Yes, The Wisdom of Our Father. It's a small book. If you got teenagers or those who are getting ready to be sojourners or one of their own rights, meaning that they be 21 or 18, they're about to be on their own, this is a good book. It's good for younger people, younger human beings. It's good for them so that they can have basic knowledge about how to operate within life, because a lot of things are not trained up or taught to them. So it's a good reference guide for them. You can get that at lulu.com. I'll put the link in below. So The Wisdom of Our Father. It's a good book. Just know wisdom is vindicated by all her children. Meaning that when you acquire wisdom, you become vindicated because you have knowledge and understanding of how things work and how to operate in life, so you can avoid the pitfalls that are there. Okay? Today's topic is going to be about being a profitable servant of Yeshua HaMashiach. Now, the church age is over, okay? Although we're going to have a one world religion that's coming soon. I'll talk about that more. I also talked about in other videos about the mark of the beast, about the one world religion is already in play. So don't get chipped. Don't get chipped. Many people think that, like a lot of Seventh-day Adventists think that the mark of the beast is just you working or acknowledging the authority of the Roman Catholic Church. But that's not so, because a lot of people already don't work on Sunday. A lot of people already don't work on the weekends anyway. So, and it's already written on the books that it's not a work day. Okay? So the only way that they can really enforce that is by controlling the currency. That's the only way they can enforce that. By your bread and your bread and your food. That's the only way they can enforce that. So don't get chipped. Alright? Now, Matthew 25, verse 30. But if you start at Matthew 14, verse 30. That should be Matthew 25, 14 to 30. How not being an unprofitable servant. And there's three ways you can do this. One way is you can give your tithes and your offerings to a priest or king, and he will distribute those things according to as what is needed, if he's a knowledgeable priest and doing what's right. The other way is for you yourself to do it, which is one of the best ways. And you give it to the poor, the widow, the needy, and the fatherless. Okay? Those are the things you want to do. The poor, the widow, the needy, and the fatherless. Well, that's orphans as in fatherless. You give it directly to them. That is the best way to sow your tithes and your offerings. Now, the third way is by putting it in the marketplace. For in Matthew 25, 14, the Messiah says, "For the kingdom of heaven is a man traveling to a far country," meaning he's going away and he's going to come back, "who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods," meaning he gave you goods. Now, most people think of material things, but the one thing that the Messiah gave when he left when he left, he gave the Holy Spirit. That's what he gave. That was the good thing. That was the good gift. And that good gift came with three things: frankincense, myrrh, and gold. Gold is the faith. That's the commerce part. Frankincense is the purity and the sweet smelling scent of your prayer and your worship, which is also a commodity too in the kingdom of heaven. So let's talk about the gold. Okay, gold is faith. You gotta have faith. Faith operates in many different ways. Okay, but you have to apply it. Okay, faith has to be applied and it has to be tried. So one of the things you can do is by taking your tithes and offerings and investing it, because he said in 19, after a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them, or he made recompense, or he sat down and opened up your books and seen what you did good and what you did bad. 21, he says, his Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Meaning that you had a little faith in something. You know, that first of all, if you know he's coming back, whether you die or not, the angels have already written down what you have done. That's what binding and loosing mean. Bonding and loosing. That's because when you autograph something or sign something, you bind yourself to something. Okay? That's bonding and loosing. Whatever you bound on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth shall be, whatever you loose in heaven shall be loosed on earth. And vice versa. So that's what that means. Now, he said that, well done, good and faithful servant. Now, every man has his own work. Every man has his own work. For me, mine is to tell the truth to everyone, his neighbor. That's my work. So the truth here I'm giving you today is how to be a good servant and to invest. Because he said, his Lord answered and said unto him, this is the wicked servant. His Lord answered and said unto him, you wicked and slothful servant, you know that I reap and sow not, and gather where I have not sowed. Meaning, he took things, he sold things into other people, and he didn't reap in those same fields. Like if you got the Holy Spirit, that was a sowing gift into you. So he didn't sow until he didn't reap in those fields. So if he went out and profited from someone else's work, because he might have gave him a good wise, and he was like, look, well, if you take your funds and you do this with it, it'll become profitable. That was his sowing. That was his sowing into that person, but the person was actually doing a sowing, and he reaped the benefit because the person was like, yo, I gained such and such, or I made such and such. So let me break you off a little something. Let me give back to you. Alright, so I'm going to show you that in principle right now. How to be a profitable servant. Now, a company that I use, and this is not an endorsement or anything, I do have a link. You can hit the link in the bottom and get you also a discount. But the company I use is Onyx. Alright, they're a gold and silver storage company, bullion dealer. They do it in grams, and you can do it in ounces, but you can save up over time. Now, one of the things that I love about it is that, say you put a little funds in it, right? Say I put, the minimum you can put is $25, okay? So I put 25 in there. I put 12 in platinum, 12 in palladium, right? Now, it might be worth $12.33 the next day. So I put 12 in, but now I got $12.33 the next day. I just gained 33 cents. Then the next day, it might come up to $12.42. So now I just made another 10-12 cents, right? But you could take that profit, right? That profit, which is called the spread, right? This is how bankers make money, but they do it on interest. You could take that spread, that 15-20 cents, and buy some silver with it. So you take that 15 cent, buy silver with it, that'll give you 0.00 125 grams of silver. Now you just bought silver because it was cheap, but you bought it off your profit. Then the next day you might come and that palladium went up to 7.27. Alright? That's 5 cents. Alright? You take that 5 cents and you buy some more silver. Now you got 20 cents worth of silver. Alright? It's gonna fluctuate each day, each time. It's gonna fluctuate. But over time, that little silver will start accumulating until you get up to your ounces. Now you can't take delivery on this company unless you got 20 ounces, which is cool. They only charge a cent for them to store it every month. That's nothing. 1 cent to store the silver and the gold. Security, safety. You don't have to have it at home or nothing like that. And once you get 20 ounces, you can take delivery if you need it. If you don't, that's fine. Nonetheless, this is a good way to start up a trust account, because you're entrusted with your tithes and offerings to give to the Messiah at a later day. That's what you're doing. That's what that is. So using Onex, alright? So that's basically all it is. Taking your profit and your spread and investing it so that you can accumulate more gold, more silver for when the Messiah comes. That's another way that you can do your tithes and offerings, because he said and he says cast you the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. You don't want to be cast into outer darkness. You don't want to be cast into outer darkness because you didn't do what's right. You was a bad steward of what he's giving you. All right. So over time you can do that. You settle up your tithes and your offerings. Put your funds in there and start investing. Alright? That's what I wanted to give you. I hope that you be blessed and that you continue to tune in. Hit the subscribe button and pick up the book. Or you can even join Carrot Bars. That's a link in the bottom too. Alright? Shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings.